We got the new stuff that arrived this week. Let's see. Got to keep this stuff maybe not organized, but to prevent it from flying all over the place. What's in here? Huh. I wasn't expecting this to arrive today, but I guess it did. That's good. And then finally we've got this. Alright, we've actually got a good amount of stuff here, so let's just organize these a little bit. And begin with the one y'all did see, that would be The Girl Who Leapt Through Space, Volume 3. I've been enjoying that series so far, although I don't think it rates very high, so maybe, well, it's not particularly low, it's kind of in the average area. I don't know. We've got Ray the animation. Looking up this one on DB and Mal can be kind of tricky since Ray matches so much stuff. We have Dragon Ball Z Kai Season 1, Episodes 1 through 26. I got this because they have a different musical score than the other. I'm going to verify that, but I won't be able to do that tonight. At least not immediately. And then I've got the Blu-ray version as well, since I assume I'm going to keep it. This is the one I didn't think was going to arrive today. We've got the 12 Kingdoms Blu-ray 2, and this one has 4 discs. No wonder it feels thicker and heavier than I expected. Oh well. And the other thing that came in the boxes was Full Metal Panic Second Raid, the Anime Classics version. So, continuing on from that, other things that I ordered this week. Naturally, since I got Full Metal Panic Second Raid, I also got Full Metal Panic and Full Metal Panic Fumofu on Blu-ray. Finishing up the Blu-ray stuff, I got Queen's Blade on Blu-ray, and Queen's Blade 2 Blu-ray came out this week. And then we got 2 releases from Aniplex of America. We've got Blue Exorcist Volume 1. Now here's a weird thing Aniplex I think has started doing. They have these proof of purchase cards now. But beyond that, an interesting extra that this comes with is a poster. Yeah, kind of hard to show all of it because the pile is a bit high. I have to say that it seems like Aniplex is going the route of packing their DVDs with tons of extras, and this has 7 episodes. Let's actually turn this sideways since I don't know how much room I have for the final thing this week, and that's Oremo. Ore no I Mauto ga Konani Kawai Wake ga Nai. As you can see, it comes in this box. If I can get the DVD to come out. The material feels a bit weird. Not even like the Blue Exorcist stuff. But, you can see it's a 3-disc release. It's a very thorough release too. I was almost expecting it to maybe have the 12-episode series and not the OVAs, but the 4 OVAs are on here. I'll talk about those in anime analysis. It also has every single ending credit, and like I said, Aniplex is doing this thing, proof of purchase. Let's see. We have here a another little poster thing. And since let's make sure I'm keeping the orders of these things, I guess, kind of. We've got a booklet. I haven't looked through the information yet, but there's a bunch of stuff in it. May or may not be interesting. And then these are supposed to be, I think, postcards of all the ending images used in every version of the ending credits, I think. I haven't opened it yet to look through them, but I believe that's what it said they were. Anyways, there we go. We've got a nice sizable release this week. So, after looking at these, let's see. Down here in the music, it does give Kikuchi's name, but apparently these are still the Yamato soundtracks. Now, the only other confusing thing is that it says featuring the original Japanese score, and at this point it's kind of ambiguous what that means, because that could either be that could be referencing one of three things, but perhaps Funimation just included that because Dragon Ball Z has in the past had music, been remixed to music other than the originals. So that statement is probably not an indicator of which music they're using, and instead these may simply be just a recovered just copies of the original Part 1 and Part 2 release in one set like this. And chances are, I'm not able to look into this one as clearly, but I'm guessing that these Blu-rays are probably the same. One of the things really lending a lot of credibility to that idea is that Season 1, Disc 1. Well, okay, first of all of the discs are labeled S1, P1, S1, P2, S2, P1, S2, P2, or something like that. Or maybe it was P1, D1 for Part 1, Disc 1, Part 1, Disc 2, Part 2, Disc 1, Part 2, Disc 2. But this disc in particular is kind of revealing that not much work has gone in there. In particular, if I throw it into the computer and try and rip it, it shows up in the OS as a 90 gigabyte disc, and that is something that I don't know if I've ever mentioned before, but only Funimation DVDs within a certain time frame actually have that characteristic, whereas the more recent stuff doesn't have that, and the older stuff doesn't. So it was like for a period of like 1.5 to 2 years, which Dragon Ball Z Kai Part 1 probably resided within. That suggests that Disc 1 here has the exact same image that was in Dragon Ball Z Kai Part 1, Disc 1. Of course, since this was a time frame sort of thing, unless Dragon Ball Z Kai Part 1 was when they transitioned away from that, and I don't think that's the way it worked, but I could have also not been careful checking that, and I can't reference the DVDs now that they're packed up. This one, Season 1, Disc 2, even though it's labeled Part 1, Disc 2, is only 7 gigabytes, so I'm not entirely sure if there was some reprocessing going on, But the thing that most people are experiencing when they jump around in there and they jump around on here and they jump around on the old Blu-ray and DVD releases is the soundtracks for these are the original uh, Yamamoto compositions. So you might want to hold off on getting them just because you've heard that the music is supposed to be different. That's what a lot of people have heard. That's what's in pretty much every single Amazon review about it. Of course, all of those are pre-reviews, I guess. But I'll give you more information, I suppose, as I find it. Um, Shout out to Choco DK. I guess I'll include the link he gave me where members of a... I don't know what the forum is, but they're talking about it as well. They may gather information there, and they may be quicker than me, who will probably not update on this until next week, if any information about that comes out. But it's very possible that this is what Funimation intended, and this is just a repackaging of Dragon Ball Z Kai Parts 1 and 2, both in the DVD version and the Blu-ray version. So, I'm continuing to prepare to move out, but, at the same time, well, as you can see, I definitely have DVDs that cannot go into boxes yet. I mean, a lot of these probably can, but there's no real rush to, because I've got so many empty shelves, and that can happen closer to the actual date of release, since by the time that happens, pretty much everything else in the room will be packed up. It's already looking very different. There's a lot of things that have been cleaned up and packed away, and I think I've mentioned this before, but what I'm doing is every once in a while recording my progress in the room as it gets taken apart. Kind of a room tour as it gets taken apart, and then I'll probably record some stuff as it gets moved, and probably a walkthrough of the new place before I start putting stuff in, and then I'll start putting stuff in it and give updates along the lines there. Maybe like after I have some shelves or something like that. I don't know. We're playing it kind of by ear, very much by ear. But yeah, basically, I still plan to continue doing nice. I'm continuing to do my anime DVD purchases for anime DVD collection updates, without really taking into account what's going to get boxed up and whatnot. So it should be pretty natural. And I think I got an interesting selection of stuff for next week. So I guess we'll see you then. Y'all have a nice week.